My name is Jason. I'm a Army veteran. I did one combat tour to Afghanistan, um, 5 years active duty, um, and I came to Klarisana kind of on a whim. Nobody had really heard about this. I tried going to the VA to get some help, and they didn't really help, and just kind of got put on some meds that made things worse. Um, got to a point where things were really hard to handle. Life was getting really stressful. Work was stressful. My relationship with my wife was falling apart. Didn't really see a reason for being around anymore. So I thought it would be better just to, go crash my car somewhere or something like that. Just end everything. So the veterans, I went to the VA again to try to get some help with a counselor. And they were booked up. So the Veterans Choice called me up and told me about Klarisana, and I did some research on it and ended up coming in for my infusions. And ever since then, it's just changed my life. I feel more like myself than I ever have before. I'm a functioning person again. Um, I'm a better husband. I'm a better father, and uh, I don't know where I would be without it. Um, During my time in Afghanistan, I was in RC South, part of just outside of a town called Spin Boldak. Um, I was never really ever in direct combat, but I did experience a lot of different things that really stuck with me, as far as rocket attacks, mortar attacks, convoys. You know, just being in a combat environment is such a scary thing to go through sometimes, and I brought a lot of that home with me, and I felt stuck in my brain. I felt like I was stuck in Afghanistan, even though I knew I was here. Um, and that affected every part of my life. I would be working, and I would be startled by something, and I would be thrown back into Afghanistan, and it would just ruin the rest of my day. Put me in a really bad spot, um, and I didn't really know what I was feeling or what was going on until I decided to get help, um, and I'm really glad I did. Well, after my infusions started, I could really notice a change in just my overall mood. Um, I always tell people all the time that when I felt stuck. I felt like I was still in Afghanistan in my head, even though physically I was here. I was home with my wife and kids, but mentally I wasn't. Um, I think that, well, I know that that's what has changed, with the infusions is me being able to come home. And it's just, my headspace is more positive now. I don't think about my deployment in a negative way, or the things that happened during my deployment in a negative way. And I don't let them affect my everyday life anymore. They don't have a grip on the things that I do or say or how I act, um, or things that are going on around me. They don't really affect me as much anymore. I don't get scared by being in large crowds or balloons popping off behind me, and me thinking that there's a mortar round landing right next to me. Um, I can see it for what it is, um, and it's helped me to feel more like myself, than anything else. Well, the whole point of the ketamine infusions is to um, break you out of the state that you're in. So the psychedelic version, or the experimental side of it, where you are outside of yourself and seeing things for what they really are and not what your brain tells them that it is the key part of the infusions. Um, I was literally able to take things in my head and find a lot of closure with things, and physically see myself get on a plane and come home. Um, and the part of the psychedelic side of the ketamine is the most important part, because that's how you can separate reality from what is not real, what your brain thinks it is versus what it actually is. And that's the key to the whole thing.